Good morning, New Mexico. This is Todd with the National Weather Service office in Albuquerque. Today is Monday, December 12th, and it's a little bit before 4 a.m. When this is being recorded. And we just wanted to bring your attention to some wintry weather that is coming our way today into Tuesday. That's right, a vigorous low pressure system will overtake New Mexico today and Tuesday, bringing below normal temperatures and frigid wind chills. We're also expecting moderate to perhaps even briefly heavy snow, mainly in western and central New Mexico. And then we'll also see very strong winds with some gusts as high as 45 to even 60 miles per hour, both today and then perhaps again on Tuesday. So, with the arrival of the snowfall and then the very strong winds, we will see some periods of slick travel and low visibility, especially across western and central New Mexico. So there's a lot to talk about, so we'll just jump right into it. If we take a look at the satellite imagery and the radar imagery on the right, there's a few things we wanted to point out. First off, these areas of blue across east central to southeastern Mexico, those are areas of very low clouds and dense fog. So we do have a dense fog advisory out for east central and southeastern New Mexico, where very low visibility is currently in progress. So if you are out traveling this morning, you'll want to be very careful with that. Looking farther west and northwest, you do see clouds in motion. These are more mid and high level clouds, and some of it's even precipitating already over Arizona. So we've already got showers that's showing up on the radar here on the right, and a lot of that will be progressing eastward, moving into western and central New Mexico through the morning and eventually the afternoon hours. So the next thing we wanted to show you was a projected radar graphic that will basically indicate what we are expecting as far as precipitation through the day and into this evening. Now, this is what we think the radar is going to look like as the day progresses. And so each little frame here jumps ahead 1 hour. And so you can see these areas of snow that will be overtaking western and eventually central New Mexico before really dissipating or falling apart and coming to an end as it moves towards eastern New Mexico. So again, these western and central areas of the state is where we're really putting the focus on for moderate to briefly heavy snowfall through the morning and early afternoon hours. So if we actually take a look at our expected snowfall totals, they look something like this. Generally, the western and central parts of the state will be the areas that do receive some accumulation, and generally it will be ranging from about 2 inches to 6 inches, really favoring the western and northern mountains. There will be some high peak areas in the western and northern mountains, generally above 10,000 feet, where you could see higher amounts, even 6 to 10 inches or so. But a lot of the lower elevations will generally see a couple of inches. You can see about 3 to 4 inches projected there at Gallup. And so that would be one area that could see some dicey travel there along Interstate 40 today. Another factor with this storm will be the very strong winds that we are expecting, not only today, Monday, but also again on Tuesday, the 13th. And we are expecting the wind gust to look something like this here on the map on the left. This will be the peak gust that we are expecting today. Winds today will generally be out of the southwest, and then late in the day will be changing more westerly or from the west. But the areas that we really want to focus on today would be the south central mountains and south central highlands, anywhere from Ruidoso to Corona, and then extending northeastward up to Las Vegas and surrounding areas. Those areas would really be experiencing the highest wind gusts today, Monday, where you could see some of those gusts exceed 45, 50, perhaps even getting close to 60 miles per hour. As we shift our attention to the map on the right, these are the Tuesday max wind gusts that we are expecting. And winds on Tuesday will generally be right out of the west, and the areas that we will be focusing on will generally be the eastern half of New Mexico, basically along and east of the central mountain chain. And that'll be the area where we can again see gusts anywhere from 40 to 50 miles per hour, maybe even a few places exceeding that along I-40, anywhere from Klein's Corners to Santa Rosa to Tucumcari, and even towards the Texas border. So there's a lot of moving parts to this storm system. If we just really quickly summarize these or recap them, again, this Pacific storm will not only bring colder temperatures, but it will also bring high winds and snow to New Mexico today and into Tuesday. The temperatures will plummet today and continue on that trend into Tuesday, and we're expecting below normal temperatures to persist through the rest of the week. A few inches of snow accumulation are expected in the northern and western mountains, generally about 2 to 6 inches, but some of those high peaks above 10,000 feet could see locally higher amounts of about 6 to 10 inches. Strong winds are expected not only today, but also on Tuesday. The strong winds today, you could see some gusts as high as 40 to 60 miles per hour, generally stretching from the south central mountains up to the northeast highlands. And then those strong winds redevelop Tuesday and generally will favor the eastern half of New Mexico or the central mountain chain eastward, where gusts of 30 to even 55 miles per hour could be possible. Unfortunately, we are expecting breezy to windy conditions to return to much of eastern New Mexico again on Wednesday. So I think that'll just about do it for us here at the National Weather Service office in Albuquerque. Again, the main window of impacts will be today with some lingering wind impacts and just light snow going on into Tuesday. And then we are still expecting some breezy to windy conditions to persist into Wednesday, slowly letting up into Thursday, but those cold temperatures will last all week. So thank you for watching, and we appreciate your attention. We've obviously just generalized a lot of this information, so if you want more specific information for your local area, we urge you to check out weather.gov/ABQ, where you can find more specific information for your area.